We're homies. That would be funny.
I use boxing gloves, don't worry.
We've discussed 95.7 The Game Fight Club to get all our issues out. I think it would work.
I'm going down round one. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. I'm submitting.
Got a brick jaw. Come on.
I wish.
Much like Tyson Fury, you can get up from a Wilder punch.
I wish. No, I'm nothing like, what do they call them?
I'm going to break
gypsy?
somebody's jaw.
Oh, thank you.
Who was that?
It was
Xavier McDaniel.
Xavier McDaniel.
Yeah, that was from last May. He was on with Bonte and Langford, and he was talking about getting into fisticuffs with. No, that was Rick Mahorn. That was when he's gotten into a fight with Rick Mahorn.
Yes,
I think.
correct.
Mahorn took someone down. He went up to Mahorn afterwards and was like,
I'm going to break somebody's jaw.
I love it.
and he said that on air, which of course you can't do. And yeah, it's the first time he got double dumped.
Not to cut you off there. Yeah, he got double dumped in Steven's face, and I think it was Steven's profile. Shout out Steven Langford, KCBS. His face was just so shocked that he said the F word. Turned around to me like you do. And by the way, I like to help out our board ops. Just say dump on air. It's fine if they say it. Just say dump that. All right, go ahead. Too many of our hosts, by the way, are just, oh, yeah, keep talking about it. Yeah, it's fine. Like, they just don't even realize when someone's like cusses. It's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. No, it's not.
Or they'll cuss, they'll just sneak it in, and it's like, dude, you can't do that.
No.
Or it's like last week where you described the quality of certain tweets, but then you say that no, that's not what I said about the tweets. When the replay shows that no, you clearly said that adjective about your tweets.
It happens. We get passionate here at 95.7 The Game. That's what we are about. We love our sports. Talking earlier, this is our drug. All right, we're not into all the heroines, the cocainas, and all the weeds.
To each their own.
And there's stuff out there.
Double.
But we love our sports. That's what an NBA free agency for a lot of people.
When does
bringing
that
it back,
crack come into play for you?
It's an all-timer. So the cocaine's happening, and when does that crack come into play?
Well, speaking of narcotics, because both of us we are Bay Area boys, but of course,
I'm from Monterey. People don't like it. My dad's from the Bay Area.
But people know you like the Los Angeles Lakers. That's your team, and they've had a pretty good offseason thus far. And I feel like that's a team that is, so far, if you're looking at Western Conference opponents for the Warriors, won the offseason more than they have lost. Because right now we're taking calls about what the Warriors have done so far in free agency, bringing back Draymond, going out and getting Corey Joseph, who they might be targeting. But right now, that was the team that they just lost to. Whether it's a biased opinion or not, like, do you feel like the Warriors have made up enough ground compared to what the Los Angeles Lakers have done?
It's a great question, and I'm already getting crushed. It's like, you root for the Lakers. Claymond, Spaghetti, Forrest. Why? I just love the name Spaghetti, by the way. Lakers suck. Why is a Laker guy on the radio station? Why is this dude on? Well, you would have tuned in the pregame show during the actual series when it happened. It was very objective. I could have been a troll. I wasn't, because that's not who I'm about. When I talk about the Warriors, when I talk about sports, I don't have my fan angle. Some people cling to that, and some people do well. Bonte and Shasky, huge Niner fans, and they show it. They wear it on their sleeves. They're very passionate about that.
Don't you ever call me a homer.
Thank you. I'm not a homer when it comes to that stuff. Don't call me a homer, bro. I actually thought the Warriors were going to win that series.
Well,
I kept picking them to win.
That's for other reasons aside from being a homer.
Well, but also, I just think they were. I was like,
speaking of drugs,
they had the championship pedigree, and I think they would have been a better matchup for the Nuggets than the Lakers were. It didn't work like that. The Lakers were just a bad matchup as it played out for the Warriors. That just happens. But as it pertains to them getting better, I think they have. And it goes back to them getting younger, too. Rob Pelinka, the GM, president of basketball, whatever it is, his title is, he makes the shots now down in Los Angeles. He learned from his mistakes when it came to that Russell Westbrook trade. Moving on from those young guys, not retaining Alex Caruso, and instead keeping Talen Horton-Tucker, that was a horrible thing, and then getting a Russell Westbrook, took away all their depth and ruined that franchise for a year. Fast forward to 2 years at the trade deadline about, 5-6 months ago now, getting rid of Westbrook, to getting in the Vanderbilts, getting in the D'Angelo Russells back, having the emergence of an Austin Reeves, and now getting the Hachimura and re-signing those guys to future deals was a very key for them moving forward, and they got the job done. And yes, I would put them slightly ahead of the Warriors, but not like this huge tier that I think the Nuggets are on over the rest of these teams.
Well, and that's why, to your point about the re-signings, because I thought they also made the right decision by not pursuing Kyrie Irving, who signs a big deal in Dallas. You essentially took the money that Kyrie's making, which is $42 a year, and you spread it between the three re-signings, between Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell. You also bring in a quality backup point guard and Gabe Vincent, who can give you starts if you need. You also go out and get, I think, an underrated signing in Taurean Prince. I don't know about
that was really
Cam Reddish,
underrated. No, that was
I do
really
like
underrated.
Taurean Prince.
Yes,
that's where I'm going with this. Is for Lakers fans, specifically more so LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you'd better be freaking happy with this roster.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear any more complaints about the team not being good enough or not being able to stand up to whoever's in your path next year should you falter. This is a good basketball team. Yes. This is arguably, like you said on paper, a better basketball team than the Warriors. We can have a conversation about that because I would argue different. But you had better be happy this season with what you did at the trade deadline last year, this offseason in free agency, and I don't want to hear any excuses about the roster anymore in Los Angeles from anyone, specifically LeBron James, because you're 39 years old, you only got a couple years left, and if you put that GM hat on one more time, LeBron, I swear to God, crown, yeah, because they won it last year. He's going to put on his GM hat once again, and he's going to throw some different shade at different people in Rob Pelinka's direction who doesn't deserve it because he got you what you wanted, which is a $50 million play that couldn't get you anything. Up out of here, turned him into 5 different players, and now you got a competing roster.
Tell me how you really feel, Evan.
You better be damn happy with it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, as you know with LeBron James, he never really calls out the players. It's like, hey, man, I'm doing all I can with this team. I'm doing all I can. I'm putting my heart and soul out on the floor. He never takes outward shots at his teammates. It just comes across like, you know what, I'm doing everything I can, and I can only do so much. I mean, I'm just one of the greatest players of all time, and if I can't do it, well, no one else can. Well, LeBron, you kind of wanted to play with your buddy Westbrook, to your point, Evan, and it didn't work out there. I don't think there's going to be much excuse making there. LeBron's old, but I get your point. Him fake retiring and like contemplating retirement. It was an act that was pretty old at this point. It's like, and I know you are old, LeBron, but deflecting all of that and having the conversation narrative around you after the Nuggets advanced to their first NBA Finals in franchise history, it was kind of weak. It was kind of weak, but you know what? That's what they do. They want the conversation about them. Draymond Green, why does he have a podcast? He wants the conversation around him, and he's going to be the guy with the conversation around him for the future. Like Draymond, like I think all the eyes are going to be on you now, buddy. We had the scapegoats in the past of Kevin Durant and now Jordan Poole, but I think a lot of Warriors fans are going to start circling Draymond if he's not producing at the level that a $25 million a year player is. Do you think that fans are going to start getting on Draymond a little bit? Because it feels like he has gotten a pass in this last decade. A little bit.
Well, yeah, of course he has, but he's also won 4 championships.
I know he has, but he's also been the reason that Kevin Durant left, and now Jordan Poole left, a guy that you thought was going to be part of your future and a part of a championship team.
Yeah, but, and to the front office's credit, yes, you lost Kevin Durant, but you found a way to turn him into Andrew Wiggins via D'Angelo Russell, and that helped you win a championship. That also helped you get Jonathan Kuminga, and it helped you improve, ideally, your youth. I mean, yes, you would rather have Kevin Durant than any of those two guys, but look, the front office has played this cat and mouse game with Draymond Green that he has largely won his entire career, and that's simply the way it's been. I don't believe that Jordan Poole was done right by clearly Draymond, but also the team and then especially some members of the fan base, the way that they spoke about him. But the reality of the situation is if you want to win a title, Draymond Green immediately is your best path to doing that. And so you made the choice. You also got Draymond Green to take a financial step back, or he was okay with taking a financial step back because you knew he wasn't going to get that money anywhere else he wanted to be. Now the question is, can you reclaim some of that cohesion that was lost last season? I think that Andrew Wiggins being healthy for this year is going to be a big part. By all signs, it appears that Klay Thompson's actually going to pick up a basketball this summer.
Huge.
And be able to shoot around a little bit so that he's ready to go next year. Stephen Curry, I don't expect much fall off from him because he's still a top 5 player in the NBA. Chris Paul can bolster that second unit so that you're not losing in a ridiculous fashion Stephen Curry non-minutes. I think that Jonathan Kuminga can take a slight step forward. I think Moses Moody can take a slight step forward. I think that right now the Warriors are in a place where they are comfortable, and that last season was something that escaped them right from the get-go. Even, I would argue, before Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole, just because Dre was asking for the max, then Poole got his bag, then Wiggins got paid. There was a lot of, I think, kind of mixed signals from the front office of what they were prioritizing. Again, and I've said it before, I believe they are at least aligned this year in their uniform goal, and that to me is worth something.
I agree with that. Their goal is to get smarter and get better IQ in basketball play from their rotational pieces. Now, is that Chris Paul coming off the bench? That's going to be another conversation too, Because you bring in a future Hall of Famer like a Chris Paul, is he going to like that? Is he going to be fine with coming off the bench and being that quote-unquote sixth man? He doesn't really seem very happy about coming here to begin with. Now I'm just reading through his voice, his tone.
He doesn't seem like a very happy person.
He's not a very happy person with the media as it is, to your point. But it's going to be a very interesting process there as it pertains to CP3 and how he fits on this team. Real quick, how do you think he is going to fit on this squad? Is it a starting role? Is it a sixth man role? Is it, just taking what the coach says? Like, is it a shrink or reduction in his minutes? Because he's going to need that. There's going to be nights when, Steph is going to have to take a night off, and it's going to be CP3 and vice versa. So how's it going to look for Chris Paul in a Golden State Warriors uniform? And it's still kind of weird to say that. Yeah,
no, it is. And it's something we can absolutely dig into on the other side. I wonder what people want to see, what they're interested in. And to clean up something, appreciate you, Michael. The contract by Jordan Poole was signed after the punch, yes. But the premise was that those negotiations were happening before the punch. And then maybe that was what spurred it. But my thing is, are you okay with where they're at? And if they do come out of the gates hot, will everything be forgiven? Like, winning tends to cure all, especially in Golden State. And I wonder if that's going to be the case again. Because if they start 18-2, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are saying, damn, we got Draymond Green on a bargain. But, of course, if they lose to start the season, then those issues, that residue from last season is clearly still going to be stuck. Is that something that they can wipe clean, or are they going to need to dig into that kind of, that tar? Like, I don't know, man. It's interesting.
It is interesting, and it's this dark cloud, right? Because that was the problem. That was what was lingering over the Warriors last year. That's what Steve Kerr talked about, and that's what Draymond Green talked about, both on their podcast, by the way. Not a lot of people happy about that, just kind of laughing about the whole situation.
Also,